In the beginning of episode 4, we see Ian kissing Heeju. After the kiss, Heeju is shocked. Ian explains that there is a reporter nearby who is taking our photo, which is why he did that. Heeju says, okay, so should we try again so they can get a good angle of us? Hearing this, Ian starts laughing and watches her with love in his eyes. The next morning, Ian is leaving for a meeting. Everyone is talking about their kiss from the previous night because it has already appeared in articles. Then, in the meeting, Ian says in front of all his ministers that they must now issue an official statement. One minister says this is not right, that it's about his honor. Ian says, are you perhaps hoping that I'll deny all this? That won't happen. Then Sang-woo says, I found out that Heeju is illegitimate, but Jung-ho supports Ian and says, can you tell the public that we have just started dating? Although we are not sure about marriage yet. Ian says, okay, he will do that. Ian also adds that Heeju will stay in his private residence. Although Sang-woo forbids this, Jung-ho says it's fine, but Ian cannot stay there with her. He must live in the palace to prevent any further rumors. With that, Ian's official statement is released. Meanwhile, the Queen Mother is very angry, but her father, Sang-woo, reassures her that he will handle everything because there will be no shortage of noble families wanting to make the Grand Prince their son-in-law. And in the business world, many people will be found to put Heeju in her place. The official statement is also broadcast on news channel. Ian and Heeju are currently just in the dating phase. No marriage talks have been confirmed. Heeju and everyone else see this on TV. Then Ian arrives and Heeju goes to talk to him. Looking at the newspaper photo of their kiss, she says, I knew this would happen. That's why I said, let's try again. This angle wasn't right. She suggests they need to be a bit sexier and shameless so the public takes them seriously. As she is saying this, Ian remembers their kiss while looking at her lips. Just then, Heeju holds his face and says, the sooner we get married, the sooner we can get divorced. Then she asks, you have time right now? Ian says he has a little time, but for what? Heeju says she needs to take him somewhere to speed things up. In the next scene, Heeju gets ready and comes out, but Ian looks at her and says she doesn't look right. So Heeju runs back inside to change her clothes and comes out in simple clothes with her hair messy. Ian says it's fine now and tells her to hold his arm, which she does, and they both go out together. In the car, Choi says this dress looks quite plain. Heeju assumes he is talking about Ian's dress, so she says, yes, you're right. This suit looks quite dull and old school. But Choi says he was talking about her, not him. Heeju says that can't be possible. Takes the mirror from Ian and starts looking at her own face. Then she says, I am dazzling. Seeing this, Ian secretly starts laughing at her. In the next scene, they go to watch a baseball match. Heeju arrives wearing a Sharks team jersey and brings one for Ian as well, thinking they will look good in matching jersey. But Choi says the Grand Prince cannot wear this jersey because he cannot show support for any particular team. Heeju gets a bit upset and tells Choi to wear it instead, but Ian takes the jersey and keeps it with himself. At the stadium, Heeju runs into her brother and sister-in-law, who immediately act very innocent upon seeing Ian and introduce themselves. Ian says Heeju has talked a lot about him. Minjun wonders what she might have said, but Ian says nothing. Just then, the match is about to start and Jung-ho is there to make the first throw. Heeju cheers for him loudly, which makes Ian quite jealous. Afterwards, Jung-ho comes to sit beside Heeju and Ian. Later, the camera focuses on the couple. Seeing them, everyone in the stadium starts shouting, kiss, kiss! Then Ian whispers to Heeju, should we speed things up? Be sexy and shameless? Now that they are in front of everyone, Heeju types something on her phone which says, Grand Prince Ian must maintain his dignity. Seeing this, Ian starts laughing. When it's time for them to leave, Heeju thinks her picture will be taken, but it doesn't happen because Ian's bodyguards put up umbrellas all around. Heeju keeps ducking and hopping to show herself, but Choi keeps putting his umbrella up to block her. Just then, Jung-ho talks to Heeju and reminds her that last time she said the treat would be on her. He suggests they go eat together. Hearing this, Ian gets very angry and even more jealous. Heeju agrees and tells Ian to go alone as they are going for dinner. But Ian says he will also come with them. We came together, and it won't look good if I return alone. Saying this, he opens the car door for Heeju. After seating Heeju in the car, Ian goes to Jung-ho and says, don't you have much work at the office today? Then he gets into his own car. In the next scene, they arrive at a restaurant. Heeju tells Ian to start eating first, but Jung-ho says Ian cannot eat anything because he can't eat raw food. Hearing this, Heeju is shocked. Jung-ho says, that's why you shouldn't marry the Grand Prince, because after that, you'll have to follow all this too. Heeju then asks what other restrictions there are. What else is she not allowed to do? This reminds Ian of a flashback from his childhood where he was playing with his brother, Evan. Ian asked his brother, "Can I wear your dragon robe?" His brother happily took off the dragon robe, put it on Ian, and complimented him, saying he looked great in it. Just then his father arrived, and as soon as he saw them, he pulled Ian and slapped him for wearing the crown prince's clothes. At that very moment, he warned Ian that he would never wear red clothes because only the crown prince can wear red. Coming back to the present, Ian serves food to Heeju and says she can eat it before marriage but not after, so she should eat it now. Then Ian returns to the royal palace where court lady Suki scolds him for going to a raw food restaurant without security. Ian says, "Don't worry, I didn't eat anything and there was no problem with security." Suki then says, "But Miss Heeju knows nothing about these things." Ian replies, "Because she doesn't need to do any of this. She hasn't become a member of the royal family yet." Court lady Suki says, "But she lives with you, so her mistakes will also be considered yours. Therefore, she must learn how a royal lady talks, behaves, lives, everything. Please allow me to teach her everything." Ian cannot directly refuse her, so he agrees. The next day, Heeju is leaving for the office when she sees court lady Suki outside, who has come to teach her everything. But at the last moment, Ian calls her, makes an excuse about important work, and helps her get away. Later, Ian tells her, "You should be careful around her because she has come to give you royal lessons." Heeju says, "Don't worry, I'll handle them." Hearing this, Ian smiles. Seeing this, Choi says, "Were you two really not close during school? You both look very cute together." Ian feels very good hearing this. Meanwhile, Haejong tells Heeju her schedule for the day. Then, she mentions the kiss and says Haeju's cheeks are red, but Heeju denies it, asking why she would be shy. It was just a simple kiss. Haejong later tells her that Ian has never dated anyone, and not a single rumor about him has ever appeared. Heeju becomes quiet upon hearing that he has never dated anyone. Haejong then tells her to get ready quickly as they need to go to the tailor shop for her outfit. On the other hand, Gyeong and Minjin are talking about an upcoming event. Only Heeju has been invited to the event. Gyeong says even her father, the former prime minister, wasn't invited. See how big Heeju has become? We need to get her married to Ian because after marriage, royal ladies are not permitted to do business outside. So she will have to leave Castle Group and it will be yours forever. Minjun gets happy hearing this and agreed. Then Heeju comes to get her new dresses. Her secretary asks about her red car. Heeju tells her it's in servicing. It will come tomorrow. After shopping, Heeju arrives at Ian's private residence where court lady Suki has been waiting for her. As soon as she arrives, Suki tells her to come inside. Then she starts Heeju's royal class. She begins with her body posture, then tells Heeju to walk, which she does so. Meanwhile, we see Irene with her son Yoon, who is holding his neck down. Irene shouts that he should always hold his head up high. On the other side, Heeju starts making court lady Suki exercise instead. Just then, Ian comes to meet her. Seeing him, Heeju shouts his name, runs, and hugs him. She pleads, "Please take them away from here right now, or they'll keep fixing my body posture all night." Ian laughs and agrees. Suki asks Ian what he is doing there. He should return to the royal palace because it's almost time for the gates to close. Ian says, "Okay, but you must come with me as well, because your duty is to take care of my office in the royal palace, not to discipline her, and this is my order." Heeju is very happy to hear this. The next day, court lady Suki arrives again with a royal family history lesson, telling Heeju about royal ancestor rights. Suki tells her about the first ritual they performed when Ian's mother died. The second ritual was performed when Ian's father died, and later, his brother died. Hearing all this, Heeju starts fake crying and says she wants to stay in her room for a while. Saying this, she runs to her room. In her room, she reads about the deaths of all of Ian's family members. She learns that Ian's mother died in a car accident, his father died of a heart attack, and his older brother died in a fire. Seeing all this, she genuinely feels terrible for Ian, so she calls him. But Ian doesn't pick up because he is meeting the Queen Mother, who is actually introducing him to a girl named Ginny from a noble family, saying she is her closest friend. Ian already knows Irene's intention. He says you've been looking unwell for quite some time. He calls her court lady over and asks what is wrong with the Queen Mother, why she has been sick for so long. But she cannot answer. So Ian says, because the Queen Mother is so ill, until she recovers, no one other than the royal physicians shall meet her. Not the junior king, not Mr. Sang-woo. Saying this is my order, he leaves. Ginny asks Irene what will happen now. Irene says not to worry, and he can't do anything. Meanwhile, Ian tells Choi to find out everything about Ginny. Choi tells him that Heeju has been calling him. So Ian calls Heeju and says, I'm very busy, so say whatever you need to say quickly. Heeju says, I wanted to say that I am with you. Husband and wife should stand together, right? so I will always be by your side. Saying that, she hangs up. Ian smiles and calls Choi, telling him that he will go to his private residence to meet Heeju tonight. Choi says it's not allowed. Jungho has forbidden it, but Ian says it doesn't matter. He has to go. Next we see King Yoon comes out of his school. A child accidentally bumps into him. The guards immediately rush to scold those children, but the king stops them, picks up the child's book, and hands it back. The child thanks him and leaves. Just then, Jungho arrives there and tells the king that he must take his history class today because he has some work on Sunday. The king sees other children running, playing, and having fun and says he wants to play like them. He asks Jungho for a request in place of today's history class. Meanwhile, at Ian's house, Heeju is being taught how to walk. Just then, Jungho arrives with the king. Because he wanted to play, Heeju asks what he has come for. Yeon says he wants to meet his uncle. Heeju asks if he has an appointment, but he refuses. Heeju says it's fine. Let's play a game. But she sets a condition. The loser has to fulfill one wish of the winner. The king agreed. Then a game is about to start. All the workers, along with Jungho, play the game. In the final round, Yoon wins. Yoon then reminds her, "You said if I won the game, you would fulfill my wish. Remember?" Heeju laughs and asks, "What do you want?" Later, he tells Heeju, "My wish is to sit in this red car, the one with the wings. There is only one such car in Korea, and I want to sit in it just once." But the court lady refuses because it is not an authorized vehicle. Hearing this, the junior king starts crying and says, "Why can't I do all this, even though I am the king?" He lies down on the ground and starts crying, so they are forced to agree. Meanwhile, Ian also leaves in the car, coming to meet Heeju. On the other side, Heeju gets ready. The court lady says to keep the windows always closed so that the king is not seen by anyone. Keep the speed limit below 60. Her car will be ahead, and Jungho's car will be behind. Heeju agrees, and they all leave. On the road, the king says they're going very slowly, and it's no fun, so increase the speed a little. Heeju increases speed to bring it to 60, but then the speed keeps increasing because the car's brakes are not working. Within moments, the speed crosses 100. Jungho also sees the car speeding. He asks Heeju what happened. Heeju tells him the brakes are not working. There is a lot of traffic ahead, so she has to take the car at high speed to the other side. She carefully steers the car toward a bridge, where she scrapes the car along the bridge railing to reduce speed a little, but the car doesn't stop. Just then, another car tries to stop in front of Heju's car, then overtakes and stops ahead. Heju's car hits it, scraping it for a short distance before finally stop. Then we see Ian getting out of his car, bleeding from his forehead. He looks at Heeju, while Heeju is also looking at him. And with this, the episode ends here. If you liked the video and want to watch the next episode, comment and subscribe for more.